Hey guys, it's Lashette from Scarlet Moon Creations, and I'm back with a new video. This is these books will shelf destruct in however many months? 6 months? Alright, so the self-destructing TBR thing is old hat, right? Or not old hat, but I've been watching Back in the Books do this for years, and I know other people do it as well. Novelty Corner is another that I enjoy watching. And just recently, I came to the idea that maybe I could as well. So most people who do this, they're using their physical TBR, the books that they own physically, because they're trying to make space. Now, I don't own, well, that's not true. I do have quite a few books that I own physically. I don't have bookshelves for storage because I don't have space. But anyway, the books that I own physically for the most part are books that I don't plan on getting rid of. I want to keep. For me, who has been a library user for the majority of my life, it's about the library books. I blame this on BookTube. I blame this on people like Cherie Reads, or like get multiple library cards, or Ashley from Bookish Realm, who's like, oh yeah, you can return books without having read them, or no, not that. That's not what Ashley has said, or what I've taken. Don't quote me on any of this. Oh, I take out multiple books and just return them if I don't read them. That's more Courtney from Tangible Reads. I've never done this. BookTube has got me into like getting more books. I see and hear about more books, and so I want more books than I can actually consume at any given time most of the time. So anyway, what is this? Right? I see a lot of booktubers turning more to their local libraries, and I think that's wonderful. I, as a library user right now, I don't really buy books. I buy the occasional ebook. Unfortunately, usually from Amazon, but I'm working on that. I have a bunch of library books out physically because I'm trying to cut down on screen time, and that includes reading ebooks, unfortunately. So eye strain is a thing that I'm dealing with because I have an online business, and reading ebooks as quickly as it is to get those, it's just harder. So I've been requesting more physical books and then not reading them. As a reminder, I am a mood reader, so my mood changes, and that's not good for the books that I have. I'm working on that. I'm not going to change being a mood reader, but recognizing what my moods generally are given a month span, and having books around already out from the library so I don't have to wait, but also trying not to put things on hold. So the way this will work is different because I can't keep books for a whole year. I mostly get my books from the New York Public Library, the physical ones anyway, and you get 21 days maximum for a hold, which is nice, 3 weeks, unless it's a recent release, like a new book, and then you only get 14 days or 2 weeks. You can renew books, but there is a maximum of 10 times that you can renew it digitally, like on their website, before you have to return the book and start over. Now, 2 of the books on this list I have done that with. And I'm not doing that again. Like I had them literally all of last year. Had to kept them past the 10 renewals due date, and then returned them, requested them again, got them fairly quickly, and now it's been, over a year. So, in order to not do that, and to read, because one of these books, one of those two I mentioned, I'm halfway through. So, what I think I want to do is to prioritize first by how many renewals I have left, and then by what the due dates. So let's look at the books I got here. What we have here is all of the books I currently have out from the library in this stack here, not these over here. These I own. Ignore those. And I'll get a little closer so you can see them. I have read none, even though some I've had out for a very long time. And some of these are non-fictions, so I'm not concerned about having them for too long. But this is mostly what I'm working with, bar 3 other books, which I'll show in the next clip. I also have these 3, which are in my bedroom. Okay, and if that wasn't enough, I've got some ebooks. We're gonna ignore that. I also do have more books that I just picked up from the library, but I'm not gonna count those because they have 0 whatevers. I'll show you that in a second. So I have this out physically as well, but that's one of the non-fictions. I also have this out physically. I'm thinking I'll probably listen to the audiobook. These 2 are new. So, as you can see, 18 days and 15 days. And this one, I don't even know why I added this to my TBR. But these are all in Libby. I might borrow that too. Other thing I have is Hoopla. Oh no, it's Scribe as well. So, which I might return because of reasons. All right. So let's go over to my bookshelf on the library page here. These are my checkouts. I have 32 items checked out. These should include all of the stuff on Libby, but not necessarily Hoopla. I have through the Queen's Library, and since that was a book I also have on Libby, I'm not going to count. We're just going to ignore that. All right, so to give you an example, these are sorted by due date. This, A Venom Dark and Sweet, I read the first book in this duology last January. I meant to get to this immediately. Didn't. I checked this out in August of last year, and I've renewed it as many times as I can. Did online here, and I can't no more. You'll see. Too many renewals. So, and now it's overdue 17 days. I don't know that anybody wants it on hold. It's just 10, like I said, renewing 10 times is the max. So this is going to be high priority. Like I said, I want to prioritize those with the least amount of renewals left, and then by their due date. So this should be my first priority because it's overdue and I've renewed it as many times as I can. This is a YA fantasy. I've read this, so I'll be returning it tomorrow. Okay, these 2, not so bad. but they are due on the 7th. Today is, at the time of filming this, May 5th. So I could get these done if I want to prioritize the comic books, which these are. This is a nonfiction I'm not really worried about. This is a nonfiction I'm not really worried about. The City We Became. I checked this out August 22nd, 2023, and it's due on May 7th. So another high priority. I read this 8 times, so I need to get to volume 5 and 6 of 20th Century Boys, which was the next in my manga bracket. I just got distracted as much as I enjoyed this. This is a comic book. Hellbent. I really want to read this so badly, but I have not been in the mood for it, or when I'm in the mood for it, I need to prioritize something else because of time. So Let Them Burn. Definitely want to read this. But The Bone Shard Daughter is a book from it was the January book club pick from Paco at Bad Witch Books book club. Didn't get to it. I kind of put it off once I realized it's a series, a trilogy, and I'm like, this is the first book. I don't need to be adding new ones to my list. The Heart Principle is the third and final book in the God, what series is this? Kiss Quotient by trilogy by Helen Huang. And so I should get to it by May 13th. This is another nonfiction, and I'm kind of using it as a reference, so we'll skip that. I've read this already. Tress in the Emerald Sea. Guys, you want to see something funny? Oh, this is the... Okay. Before I get to that, Hellbent and Tress in the Emerald Sea are the 2 books I was talking about where I have... what is it? Had them a whole year already. Had to return them because I had them out too many times. But I didn't start Hellbent. I am 41% of the way through Tress in the Emerald Sea. I wanted to do a whole thing last year about reading the secret projects without having to buy them. And this threw me for a loop because I was like, this is not as compelling as other stuff by Brandon Sanderson. So it's not that I'm not enjoying it, it's just kind of meh. But I want to find out what happens. Hoyt is in it. I hope that wasn't a spoiler for anybody. But yeah, where am I going? Oh, this is the thing that happens when I have too many stuff open. I finished this Poison Ivy. Okay, now that's a new one I'm not too concerned about. You see, there's no renewals because I just took it out. And I've read this. Okay, What Souls Are Made Of is the April book for my own readathon. But if you've been following my updates for the Remix Classics readathon, it's a read-along, Lashette. March and part of February, but March is the month that didn't happen. So I recently finished the March book, and I want to get to this April one in early May so I can get back on track and read the May book in May. Wuthering Heights is the classic that it is based off of, so I have actually never read this. I don't have any clue what this story is. I've never watched the movie, nothing. So I would like to get to it. I have a physical copy and a audiobook. Arsenic and Adobo, I've been wanting to read and I just took that out. Little Women, this was the classic. This is one of my favorite classics, but it's super long. And I was in the mood for it, but I needed to prioritize other things. We'll see. Omega Morales and the Legend of Lechuza is or was the March pick for Paco Book Club. Self-Made Boys is the remix classic for May, my read along. The Accidental Queen, I saw somebody talking about this booktube and I was like, that looks interesting. And so I requested it. Not a priority because it hasn't been renewed that many times. Same with The Poisons We Drink, though I think this is popular, so I don't know if I will be able to renew it. It might be on hold. The Undertakers, I want to read this so freaking bad. You have no idea. I've been wanting to read it since I read So Many Beginnings, the remix classic of Little Women in February. Still haven't gotten to it. This is book 2 in that series, Murder and Magic by Nicole Glover. I keep pressing other stuff. This is another another nonfiction. So, all right. The Undertakers has been renewed 9 times. There's only 2 books that have been renewed more than that. Like I said, the priorities will be those renewed the most amount of times and then due dates. Okay, so those are my books. I think I know what I'm going to start with, and we're going to go with 6 months, as the title said. Roughly. It's May now. It's May 5th. May, June, July, August, September, October. That leaves us just 2 months at the end of the year. But I think going with, I could just do till 2024 for this year and get it done. I'm sure this will happen again. I hope not, though. But I'll do the 6 months and we can wrap up before December and hopefully not. But what usually happens is the avalanche of videos I do in December and January. So let's not add to that. Wish me luck. And yeah, I'll try to, I guess, update as I go along. Like when I do my wrap-ups, I'll just be like, and this was on my shelf Destruct list. There are books that are not on this list that I do have out from the library. I already mentioned that I just took out yesterday, literally. And there's a couple I've just requested today. There are books I want to read for Asian American and Pacific Islander month. One on this list will definitely make it. That's but I also know that with the mood reading, I need some romances in there. Now, reading itself, What Souls Are Made Of, that is kind of a romance, as is Wuthering Heights. Well, Wuthering Heights is kind of a romance, but it's a kind of historical romance, so I don't know if that's gonna quell the urge. I do have The Heart Principle, which only has 2 renewals on it, so technically I don't need to prioritize it, but have it. And that's by Helen Huang. It has Asian main characters. But I don't need to read every Asian book I have this month. But I did request more for this month that I may or may not be getting to. The 2 manga written by Japanese people are created by Japanese mangaka and featuring Japanese characters. So just those four right there consist of, different Asian ethnicities, if not all different Asian nationalities, since we have Asian Americans. But that's not the main priority. A Venom Dark and Sweet, I think, is probably the book I'm going to pick up next. So let's just go with it and hope my mood doesn't ruin it. As far as other romances, none of the books, no, that's not true. 2 of the books I picked are romances. 2 of the books I requested today are romances, so maybe. I also have a ton of Kindle books that I own and I haven't read yet from Pharaoh Feb, Fantasy Romance February group, and so I can slot one of those in. I also got some others recently with plus size main characters, so we can do this. We can do this. We can do this. We can do this. So wish me luck. I do want to have more library focused content, but I guess I just want to share with how we can, us library users, people who use the library almost exclusively, if not entirely exclusively, can put out interesting booktube content and or challenges that are not based off of buying books or owning books physically. And yeah, based off of these due dates. These due dates and mood reading. Let's throw that in there. Okay, so guys, like this video. If you like this, subscribe. If you're new, hit the notification bell so you know when the next video is coming. Links in the description to everything I mentioned, including the books. Links to my Storygraph and my Goodreads. Goodreads is a mess. If you'd like to find me on either or both, go right ahead. I usually accept whoever. I do like seeing other people's feeds and what they're reading too, so don't worry about that. Links to my Etsy shop where I make all natural bath and body products. There's a 10% off discount code down there. There's also back to the bookish content. My Amazon wishlist, should you decide you care to send me something. I never mentioned that, but it's always in there. And my Patreon, the grapefruit tier specifically, is for my bookish content. So if you like to see stuff that will not be here on YouTube, consider being a Patreon. There are other tiers for other stuff, but that's what we hear in this video about. Check it out if you are interested. Instagram, Twitter as well. So if you like to follow me, friend me anywhere else. Guys, thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.